Happy first of the month, everyone. I want to welcome you into our day one dedication of reading our book called The Dream Chaser by Tony Gaskins. In honor of Black Business Month, we will be talking about this book, taking it 8 to 9 pages at a time. And more importantly, with today's discussion, we're going to be talking about how to question your path. So if you're ready, let's go. The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia Melone. Hello, 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 everyone. I am Sophia Melonē, the Debt Demolisher, here to bring you the tools, tips, and tricks to help you manage your financial baggage the right way. What an honor and privilege it is to be before you all for yet another live stream night where we are reintroducing our daily live streams on the Debt Demolisher TV as we cover none other than The Dream Chaser by Tony Gaskins Jr. I am honored and delighted to be before you all for Motivating Millionaires Monday as we jump into a new month and we jump into our daily readings together. So if you're new to the channel, I want to welcome you inside of the room and just give you a brief overview of how this is going to go and how it's going to flow. We've done this on the channel several times, but over the past 2 months, we took a mini break from our daily live streams. And in honor of Black Business Month, we are dedicating our time for the entire month of August to read The Dream Chaser by Tony Gaskins to honor not only all of his success in being a business owner, but also all of the inspiration that he has shared to not only myself, but to so many others. And so it's a privilege to be able to facilitate this conversation and to be able to share my insights and my takeaways and the power pack messages that I'm able to kind of pick up as we read this book collectively together. So at 9 a.m. each and every morning on the Debt Demolisher TV, if you go to the community page, I post a quote card of the day that will reference what I feel was something powerful that I wanted to be able to share with you all for that day. And then in the caption of that post will include the reading assignment, specifically what we're going to be covering and what we should be reading for the day. So that way we can be prepared for our live stream discussion when we enter into the room. So as you can see, scrolling across the bottom of your screen, you're going to see, of course, our theme for the day. Today is Monday. What a way to start the month. Amen. What a way to start the month. It's Monday, and none other than our very own DDTV fam. We have established themes for the day. And shout out to Coach Harut once again for giving us the Motivating Millionaires Monday as our theme for the day. So for Motivating Millionaires Monday, we're starting off with a bang with day one of our conversations. And you'll be able to see that I've listed the name of the playlist that's going to be associated with all of our readings for this book for the month. So if you go to the homepage of the Debt Demolisher TV, scroll down, you'll see the third playlist. The third playlist is called Build Up, and you're going to see the little airplane. I hope y'all like the background to go with the little airplane. And it is getting to the core purpose. Getting to the core purpose and dream with Tony Gaskins for Black Business Month. That's the name of the playlist. So I want you guys to make sure that you check in. If you're new or if you feel like, did I miss anything? There is a dedicated playlist to each and every live stream to accompany every morning inspirational quote that will go out to include the reading assignment. But I'm excited because we're in a new month and this is a special month, not only because it's Black Business Month, but because some of our DDTV fam got birthdays this month. And I'm excited to be able to celebrate you all. Some of you all may have been receiving surprises thus far. So if you got your surprise, I hope you got your surprise. You don't have to say anything, but I just hope you got your surprise. And it's an honor to be able to celebrate you on this day. But first, I got to make sure that one of the birthday DDTV family members is actually in the room before I go in and share some of the things that I wanted to be able to share. So that's going to have to wait. But let me go ahead and acknowledge the folks that are in the room, and then we're going to get right into our conversation around questioning your past. So I hope that you got your readings in, because we're going to jump right on in. But first in the room, we have Tracy Ann. She says, hello, DDTV fan. Well, hey, Tracy Ann. So good to see you. Welcome on into this room. I am so glad that you are here. And you slid it right in the bank. You slid it right in the bank. You slid it right. You slid it right in the bank. Hey, Tracy Ann sliding her coins right on into the bank, all the way on the what? West side. So glad to see you in the room, Tracy Ann. Welcome. We also have Sherry in the room. She says, hey, everybody. Hey, so I like your background. Hey, Sherry. So good to see you. Welcome on into this room. I am so glad that you are here. And thank you so much for the compliments on the background. Y'all know we had to fly high. We had to show the sky. Fly high. We got to show the sky. Hey, Sherry, let's go, Sherry. 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 Instant income, Sherry. Let's go, Sherry. Hey, Sherry, we going straight to the top. We're going straight to the sky. Amen. Amen. So glad that you're here, Sherry. Thank you. Coach Root is here. So good to see you, Coach Root. She says, hello, everyone. I'm listening in. I'm so glad that you're listening in, Coach Root, because I've been thinking about you. And there was a section inside of this reading that had me think specifically about you. And I'm going to bring it up. So I hope that you listen in while you can. But hey, Coach Root. Hey, Coach Root. Hey, Coach Root. Hey, Coach Root. Hey, let's go, Coach Root. Hey, let's go, Coach Root. Hey, 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 let's go, Coach Root. Hey, let's go, Coach Root. Coach Root is in the room, everybody. Welcome on in to this room, Coach Root. We also have Q Scott in the room. DDTV moderator is graced us with her presence inside of the room. She says, hi, ladies and gents. Hey, Q Scott, so good to see you. Welcome on into this room. I am so glad that you are here. And I said, hey, Q Scott. Hey, Q Scott. Let's go. Hey, Q Scott. Hey, Q Scott. Let's go. Hey, Q Scott. Hey, Q Scott. Pass it to Bria. Hey, Q Scott. Hey, Q Scott. Pass it to Bria. Oh, shout out to Q Scott, DDTV moderator in the building. I'm so glad that you are here. So welcome on into this room. And I know that you are excited, and I know that you are ready for this reading and this conversation on tonight. Q Scott says, yes, Sherry, so fitting with Tony's book. Y'all already know. I got to bring it in. I got to let it flow. Come on. We got Queen Lisa H in the room. She says, greetings, DDTV family. She got the takeoff stamp. I said, Queen Lisa H got the takeoff stamp. She ready to go. Let's go. She trained to go. Let's go. She got the takeoff stamp. I said, Queen Lisa H got the takeoff stamp. Let's go, Queen Lisa H. I'm so glad that you're here. Welcome on into the room. And thank you for sliding on in with that good old takeoff stamp, because you're doing the work, Queen Lisa H. You are doing the work. Come on. Tracy Ann says that she's excited for this book. Come on, we're going to read it together. Let's go. Sherry says, I didn't know it was Black Business Month. Oh, yes, it is. It's Black Business Month. Check it out. Look it up. It is Black Business Month for the month of August. At least that's what I found out. Okay. So y'all are giving Coach Root some love, letting her know that y'all missed her. Yes. We missed you. We missed you. Come on, y'all. Look, I love it. Q Scott is saying, if you're just tuning in, you still have time to grab your audio or your hard copy of The Dream Chaser. So I hope that you will pick up your copies and join us, because we always have great conversations when it comes to our live stream discussions, especially when we are covering something that is a really good topic and a really good book choice. So We're now on our third book. No, we're on our fourth book. This is our fourth book. So the first book was The Financial Fast, which we did in February of this year. Then we did Abundance Now, which we did in the month of March. Then we did The Wealth Choice by Dr. Dennis Kimbrough for Financial Literacy Month. And for the month of May, we didn't do a book. We did video lessons from ET's YouTube channel. And so this is our fourth book selection that we're reading together collectively on the channel. I said Queen Divinity just came inside. She says, greetings, ladies. Hey, Queen Divinity, so good to see you. Welcome on into this room. I am so glad that you are here. I know you've been shaking it on the dance floor. Shaking it on the dance floor. A Queen Divinity, shake. Do it on the dance floor. A Queen Divinity, shake it on the dance floor. A Queen Divinity, shake. Get it on the dance floor. A Queen Divinity, hey, Queen Divinity, our dancing queen is in the room because she showed up and showed out during our DDTV virtual brunch. She got up, put that music on. Well, I put the music on, and she got up and she was showing us her moves. She was getting it. So shout out to Queen Divinity. I'm so glad that you're here. So good to see you. So good to see you. Q Scott is telling everybody hello. Coach Sheena is in the room. Coach Sheena says hi, everyone. And she came in the room with her takeoff stamp as well. Hey, Coach Sheena, so good to see you. Welcome on into this room. I'm so glad that you are here and that you made it and graced us with your beautiful, wonderful, pleasant presence. You have the most beautifulest spirit and voice and approach. And I just appreciate the way that you show up, Coach Sheena. So keep showing up and keep doing you. Amen. Come on, let's go. I said a killer is in the room. I said a killer is in the room. No, I can't sing like her, but I'm gonna try to blow these tunes like her. I said a killer is in the room. I said a killer is in the room. No, I can't sing like her, but I'm gonna try to blow these tunes like her. Let's go. Akila's here. So good to see you. Akila says, wait, oh my gosh. Today is August the 1st. Yes, today is August the 1st. We've started out in a new month, and it is our DDTV fan member. I'm hoping that she'll show up in the room today. I'm hoping that she does. And if she's not, then we still gonna sing her a happy birthday. We still gonna sing her a happy birthday. Amen. 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 Q Scott says, and my mom heard your recording singing. And it was all smiles. Yay. So Q Scott's mom had a birthday on the 30th of July. So we did a little sing-a-roo for her during our Budget With Me live stream this past Saturday. So shout out to Q Scott's mom. And I'm so glad that y'all had a wonderful time. Okay, so Queen Divinity already put it up there, but I was hoping that Queen Heart was going to be in the room, but Queen Heart has a birthday today, and we're saying happy birthday. Divinity is saying happy birthday to you, Queen Heart, and many more. She's giving you the DDTV stamp jingle. She's giving you the DDTV jam stingle. We got Queen Heart in the building. Oh, we got Queen Heart in the building. Where's she from? I like to sing it when she's in the room. I hope that she comes. Tonight. But if not, we still gonna sing and give her some love. Amen. Okay, everybody. We are going to get started with our conversation because today is a day where we're going to be covering this good old book. So this morning on the community page, I shared with everyone, of course, the reading assignment for the day. And I wanted you all to read the dedication of the book, The Dream Chaser, that's here, as well as the first 9 or 8.5 pages, which was essentially chapter 1. So chapter 1 was talking about the birth plan. And there were so many things inside of this chapter that I appreciated because of the rawness and the transparency around what what oftentimes we may not be bold enough to speak about, and that is sometimes the limited thinking that our parents may have because of the experiences that they had, and they may in turn put that limitation on their children unbeknownst to them, or at least not setting the bar too far high. So as I was reading through chapter 1 of the book, The Birth Plan, it was a powerful statement, even when you looked at the very first line. For me, this was a powerful statement, just looking at the very first line where he says, from the moment you were born, there is a path set for us. Our parents were born with a path for them, and they set the path for us. A little bit further down reads, we all have a path set in place for us from the moment we're born. The problem is we don't usually question our path. We don't usually question our path. And as I continue to read through this chapter, there were a lot of things that stuck out to me. But of course, as we got to the closer to the end of the chapter, I was like, that's it. When was the last time have we actually questioned our path? And when I talk about how our parents can sometimes project their limitations on us because they feel like as a result of what they experienced, they weren't able to get to whatever height, or they weren't able to see anyone of their skin or of their gender or of their race to be able to get to that specific level of one thing. So the only thing that they want for their child is to literally just be a little bit better than them. Just be a little bit better than them, just to be able to get the job, just to be able to get the education, just to be able to get that thing that will at least allow them to be employed. So what stung me was on page 2, and the quote of the day came from page 2. But before we go into the quote of the day, and I'm going to pull that up on the screen, I want to read this section. At the top of page 2, it says, there are philanthropists who can relieve hunger in thousands of lives, but they've settled for being an accountant because they were told that was a great major in college. There are so many people living beneath their dreams, walking the path set for them and never questioning it. Think about that for a second. If you were to reflect on your own path today, if you were to reflect on where you've made it through thus far, would you say that what you've done or what you've pursued was as a result of someone telling you to do so? Or would you say that what you've pursued was something that you had deep question and thought about? Or would you say that because you didn't want to disappoint your parents, because you didn't want to look as if you weren't educated or qualified amongst society's standards, that you went that route and never questioned it, not once? So I've always been very transparent with you all in sharing my upbringing, my experiences, how I got in all of this debt, how I got into the field of accounting, and all of that. Granted, I was always intrigued by numbers. I was very intrigued by numbers. I shared the story about my mom working in an accounting office. They would have bring your daughter to work day every year. And every year I would go run and sit at Hassan's desk. He was an accountant, and he would talk to me about the field. I would watch him do the ledgers, the big ledger books, and I was just so intrigued by it. And then as I got older, you get to high school and they start to ask you, oh, what do you want to do as a career? Of course, accounting was a very lucrative major. It was a very lucrative career choice. And I knew that if I got this good job, if I stayed in this field, which I was already intrigued by, that I will be able to make it survival wise. I will be able to make it survival wise. So I wouldn't say that I chose my career because someone said it was a good career, even though Hassan did say that it was a good field to work in, but I knew that I was intrigued by it. But I will say that I never questioned it from a perspective of me looking at it outside of just working for someone as an accountant or as a owner rather than a worker. So if we could just put that kind of scenario into perspective and aligning it to the subtitle of this book, which is if you don't build your dream, someone will hire you to help build theirs. So I know in all instances throughout my career that my work efforts were directly related to building someone else's dream. I've worked as a cashier in grocery stores, private grocery stores, corporate grocery stores. I've worked in, of course, summer programs. Some of that is kind of like government led, but then even still, even if you work for a summer program, even if you work for a nonprofit, well, no, nonprofit, they get paid too, but if you work for like a government entity, granted, they may not be getting like any money or revenue or whatever the case may be as a result of direct exchange and commerce, but what you do is a reflection of whoever you work for. So when I'm thinking of it from that perspective in terms of building their dream, my performance is helping them look better. My performance is helping them get promoted. My performance is helping them move up the chain. So even if you look at it from the perspective of you working for someone, but they aren't necessarily the owner of a company where they are getting revenue share or whatever the case may be, you are still positioning whoever you support get to a higher ranking, get to a higher position, get to a higher place so that they can move on and go on about their life higher and reaching the sky, reaching the sky. So when I read that piece, I've had a lot of philanthropic thoughts. Even prior to us starting this reading, there were a lot of things that came up for me as a result of just thinking through my life when I started personal development, thinking about the change that I wanted to make. I've been in personal development and since 2017. That was my first time being exposed to it. Changed my life completely. And I'm so grateful to be able to have experienced that level of insight because I never knew that personal development existed. In 2017 changed the game for my mindset. It literally allowed me to see that there is something far more greater than my existence. And it's similar to what we see inside of the book as we read with Tony talking about his story. And he talked about, and I think it was on page 5, where he talked about his 3 options about he could either be overworked and underpaid, or he could be a pro athlete like Tracy McGrady, or he could be in the streets and have a criminal record. He could be in the streets and have a criminal record. And he said that those were his only options. But what turned out to be those 3 options that were known, that were more realistic, what he was able to see other people receive, get exposure to, him being praised for his talent in that regard because he was very athletic. He didn't realize that the very opposite, or those options that was nowhere in purview, was the thing that was going to lead him to his greatest gift, which ultimately leads to his greatest wealth. So going back to page 2, question of the day. Question of the day is Acacia here? I see Queen Lisa H says, hey, Acacia. Acacia is here. Hey, Acacia. I go Acacia. Hey Acacia. I go Acacia. Let's go, 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 let's go. Hey Acacia. I go Acacia. Let's go. Hey Acacia, so glad that you're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome on into the room. We're just getting started. So shout out to Acacia, our DDTV moderator, and also has a birthday coming up in a couple of days. So let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Queen Lisa H says, I am so happy that Tony Gaskins is the narrator of the audio book instead of a random robo voice man. Yes. And it's so funny too, Queen Lisa H, that you said this, because as I was reading the book, I was literally hearing his voice in my mind as I read. I was like literally reading it as I could, like I was listening to a YouTube video, like I would hear his voice on a YouTube video. It was the same concept. So you could really feel what he's saying. And I'm glad that you got the audio book and you're able to hear him narrate, like you said, as opposed to the robo voice. So shout out to Tony Gaskins for doing the narration on that. Let's go. Q Scott says, this book is just one of the many gems Tony has dropped. If you are looking to improve your life on all levels, highly recommend subscribing to his channel. Highly recommend subscribing to his YouTube channel, Tony Gaskins on YouTube, youtube.com/C/Tony Gaskins. Subscribe to the channel, join the Blessed Tribe, join the Blessed Business Tribe. Binge watch his videos. He has over 1,000 videos on his channel, and he just hit 390,000 subscribers. So celebrating Tony Gaskins for his ranking and his rising with the subscribers. His voice and his message deserves to be heard by so many. He teaches us so much just through not only what he's experienced, but what he's been able to learn from others' experience, who he has coached, who he has mentored, and who he has supported in several different aspects. So if you not only want relationship advice, he talks way more than just relationships. He talks business, he talks personal development, because he talks a lot about mindset and abundant thinking versus scarcity thinking, as well as, of course, relationships and business. So definitely Q Scott, right on point. Thank you so much for dropping Tony Gaskins' YouTube page. Also, in the description of this video, there are links to all of Tony Gaskins' social media profiles. Maybe not all of them, but I think most of them. Twitter, I think IG. I don't think I had the TikTok on there. I probably have to add the TikTok. But the YouTube, his website, everything is all there. So feel free to go down to the description box of this video and access the links there as well. Okay. Woo. Okay, Q Scott says, hey, Acacia, that's cool to know for Lisa, for those of us with the hard copy. Yes, y'all know I got my hard copy ready, because y'all know I write all in the margins, and I have 2 different color ink pens. I had red, blue, stars, question marks and questions and wows and powerful. I got all that in there already. I just love writing the margins. Happy birthday to Queen Heart. I know I'm ready to sing to her, but I don't know if she's going to come into the room today. I'm trying to give her some time. So I hope she can make it in. But it's Queen Heart's birthday today, you guys. It's Queen Heart's birthday today. Happy birthday, Queen Heart. Q Scott says, me too. I feel like he is speaking directly to me. Come on, y'all. Let's go. Pause. We got Queen Heart in the building. We got Queen Heart in the building. Where's she from? Straight from LY. Ain't that right? Okay. Straight from LY. Ain't that right? Let's go. We got Queen Heart in the building. Yes, we do. We got Queen Heart in the building. There she goes, straight from LY. Ain't that right? Straight from LY. Ain't that right? Queen Heart is in the room. I'm so glad that you're here, Queen Heart. We were waiting for you to enter the room so that way we can celebrate you and wish you the happiest birthday. Queen Heart says, hey, DDTV fam, thank you all for the birthday wishes. Love and appreciate you, queens. Over here sleeping with my eyes open. Amen. Sleeping with my eyes open. Amen. Sleeping with my eyes open. Queen Heart, I hope that you got your surprises. I hope that you got your surprises. No need to share, but I just hope that you got your surprises. Amen. And so with that, because we got Queen Heart in the room, you know what that means. It's time to sing happy birthday to the one and only Queen Heart. Okay, are y'all ready? Can y'all sing with me? I said, can you sing with me? I said, can you sing with me? Let me switch this because I need to be able to see this good enough. Because it's cutting off her name. Okay, how about I do this? Okay, y'all ready to sing? Y'all ready to sing? Let's sing. Let's sing the Queen Heart. Okay, we're going to sing the Queen Heart. We're going to sing the Queen Heart. Because it's her birthday. Because it's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Hey, Queen Heart. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Okay, everybody. I think I'm going to do it this way. Okay. Are y'all ready? Queen Heart. It's your birthday. It's a very special day because it's August 1 and it's your birthday. You done up the age today. So Queen Heart, we're going to sing to you. We're going to wish you a happy birthday from DDTV fam all the way, all over the world to the NY. All over the world to the NY. All over the world to the NY. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Help me, DDTV fam. Happy birthday, dear Queen Heart. Happy birthday to you. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you, Queen Heart. Happy birthday to you, Queen Heart. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you, Queen Heart. Today is your birthday, and we are going to sing, and we are going to dance. Today is your birthday, and we are going to sing, and we are going to celebrate. Happy birthday to you, Queen Heart. Happy birthday to you, Queen Heart. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Queen Heart. We are so happy. We are so happy. We're celebrating you. We're celebrating you. Y'all got the dancing going on. Y'all clapping it up. Y'all clapping it up. Y'all clapping it up. Queen Heart is excited. She said, y'all are so dope. I appreciate the love. Come on, let's go. Acacia said to the NY, to the NY. Let's go. To the NY, to the NY. Let's go. Q Scott says, and wait for the infamous, wait for the infamous ending. Keisha's comedy set us here. Hi, Keisha. I want to congratulate you, Keisha, for your 1,000 subscribers. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for you. I'm looking forward to your drop tomorrow. Woo! So excited for you, Keisha. Welcome on into the room. We are celebrating Queen Heart, because it's her birthday today. Come on, y'all. Y'all popping the bottles. Y'all popping the bottles. Y'all wishing Queen Heart some love. She says, happy blessed day. Amen. Lisa Smiles is here. Hey, Lisa, so good to see you. She says, happy birthday, Queen Heart. She got the balloons. She has the kisses. She got the presents. She got the cake. She got all of that in there. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Queen Heart says, oh, y'all are so sweet. I did get a delivery notification. Thank you, ladies. I have to pick it up tomorrow. Woo, 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 woo. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Coach Sheena says, happy birthday to the beautiful Queen Heart. Amen. Y'all are getting so much love to Queen Heart. Queen Heart is saying thank you to everybody. All the purple hearts. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Queen Heart is flipping and got the bells going off. I love it. Queen Heart says, love you, Queen Sophia. You're so sweet. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. We love you too. Love you too, Queen Heart. We love you too. Come on now. We got the DDTV jingle stamps. Akila says, happy birthday to Queen Heart. Everybody giving her some love. We love it. We love it. We love it. We've been waiting for you to come on into the room. But Queen Heart, it's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Let's go. Let's go. It's your birthday. Hey! So what an honor and privilege it is, Queen Heart, to celebrate you today during our live stream as we jump into Black Business Month and we jump into our readings for Tony Gaskins, and we get to have fun and celebrate you all together. So you are loved and you are appreciated, and we just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Amen. 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 Amen, y'all. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. So, question of the day. That's what it was. Question of the day. Comment of the day. Quote of the day. Lord, I'm getting all my cues mixed up. So, quote of the day. Quote of the day was from page 2, where Tony Gaskins says, we all need to write our own roadmap that will lead us to where we want to be, not where we were told we should be. So this goes back to the conversation that we were talking about a little bit earlier before we got into the fun and the celebrations around questioning your path and deciding or really thinking about the fact of if we've chosen a career path or we've chosen a particular thing to pursue because someone had an expectation for us to go that route, or someone told us directly to go that route. I remember my mom, I would say about my mom, she was always very supportive. I know my mom wanted me to have a good job. I know that without a shadow of a doubt. She was adamant about me going to school. She was adamant about me getting my education. I remember my mom she had suffered from her first stroke. She couldn't talk. She could barely talk. She couldn't eat. She could barely, none of that. And I remember when I was in my freshman year of college. And in my freshman year of college, my family was telling me that I needed to come home. They were like, your mom is in the hospital. She's not able to work. You're going to have to come home so y'all don't lose the house, because they were like, who gonna pay her mortgage? Like, who gonna pay this mortgage? They were like, you need to come home. So I was literally about to drop out of school and come back home. And I remember when I went home, because I think I was away and I wasn't driving or anything. So I had to scrounge up money to get the Greyhound or get a ride. I can't even remember how I got home, but I ended up getting home that weekend, and I went to see my mom in the hospital, and it was just her and I in there. I think my grandmother might have been there, but I think she might have stepped out. Whoever was there stepped out. So it was just me and my mom in the room. And I was sitting beside her and I was holding her hand and I was looking at her, and I don't think they probably did recognize it, but they were just having conversations with me over the phone, and they were like, Sophie, you gonna have to come home. Who gonna pay the mortgage? I think one of my aunts covered the mortgage a month or so, a few times. I believe like maybe once or twice. And they were having a conversation with me, telling me that I need to come home, and my mother heard everything. So when I came home, she mustered the courage when she couldn't speak, she couldn't drink, she couldn't eat. She was alert, but she couldn't talk because of the stroke. And she said, stay in school. She mustered the courage to slur that out to me in my face when I got to see her. So basically, she was saying, I don't care what they say, you stay in school. Basically, no matter what happens, it's going to get figured out. You don't drop out of school and come back here. No, 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 no. No, no, no. You finish school. And that was very challenging for me to do in that moment, because I was ready to let it go. I was ready to keep working 2 and 3 jobs. I was doing it anyway. I was doing it anyway. I was so ready to do that. But I'm glad that I listened to my mom. And even in that is what led me to even work harder and ensure that I would have a salary when I got out of school that would help recoup a lot of the stuff, a lot of the struggle, a lot of the mishaps, a lot of the sacrifices, because it was a sacrifice. I don't even know how the stuff got covered, because I never came home. And I did work in the summertime, and I did help out in the summertime. And then I think I got my job. It was either my junior year when I got my internship, when I was able to like start getting cash. So it was a whole story in that. But oftentimes we could put other people's wishes on us. So one of the things that my mom had a clear wish on was for me to be a doctor, and not a medical doctor, but to get my doctorate degree. So of course I went, got my undergrad, I got my master's. And when I got my master's, she was like, okay, you get your doctorate? And I had contemplated, I had started to get the information, I started to get the applications, and I was like, all right, well, I can do a DBA. I'll do a Doctor of Business Administration, because I'm in the business field. I got an accounting degree, I got an MBA. If I'm gonna do a doctorate, then I'm gonna do a DBA. And then I started to think of it, but I was just like, well, that's not really what I want to do. Yes, I know my mom will feel pleased to be like, oh, I have a daughter that's a doctor, but, or have a PhD or whatever you want to call it. But why? Like, for the sake of what purpose? Is it for the sake of your, for a fulfillment of an ego? Is it for you to feel like, oh, I wasn't able to accomplish these things, but my daughter was? So like, what was it? And I was very clear that I didn't want to go through the process of earning a doctorate degree once I started to get all the paperwork, and once I started to see all of the classes, and once I started to see you had to do this, you had to do that, you had to get in, you got to do all this right now. I was like, I ain't got time for that. I got bills to pay. Okay. And I'm not trying to put myself in even more debt than I already am at that point, finishing undergraduate, finishing graduate school with the amount of debt that I finished graduate school with. So think about it. Who has put undue pressure or undue expectations or even their dreams on you, and you went along with following that route? You went along with following that route. So back to the quote. We need to write our own roadmap that will lead us to where we want to be, and not where we are told we should be. Mm. And there's a fine line between this, if we could even discuss this for a second, because sometimes people may say, even if it's someone who may be a mentor to you or someone who is looking to groom you up, it can be a thin line because some people can see you in a specific role that's going to require more of you, that's going to demand more of you, that's going to enhance your skill set, but it may potentially be a challenge, but you may not see that for yourself because that's not what you want. Even though you may be qualified, even though you may be equipped, even though you may have the skills to be able to master whatever that role is, but still thinking about it of that's not really where you want to be. That's where somebody is saying that you should be. But it could be the flip side of that where they see potential in you and they're trying to get you to see your potential. So a prime example of that is when Tony Gaskins shared the story about his mom and how his mom never really stretched herself because she felt comfortable with where she was. She didn't want to reach further, even when there was an opportunity for her to go further in the field that she was in. If you guys remember that on page, what page was it? On page 3. On page 3. Tony Gaskins says, she always was supportive of my dreams, but she didn't set the bar too high for me. She didn't want me to reach and fail. She didn't want me to get hurt. She saw my certain level of reality around her, and that was as far as she could go. He said another part. That's not the part that I was looking for. Of course, I would not able to put my hands on it. It's on page 6. I'll find it. I should have circled it so it can stand out more to me. But if you read it, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know exactly what I'm talking about. But if we can continue our conversation to piggyback off of the quote of the day, one of the things that he is challenging us is to think about whether or not if we've entered the wrong path. So he says, ask yourself a couple of questions. Are you extremely happy with what you're doing for a living? Are you at peace with your lifestyle? Can you help others in the position you're currently in? If you were fired today, can you start your own company? Bump that. If you were fired today, could you survive? Could you survive? One of the things I appreciated was this quote where he talks about, we can't fault our parents for not seeing in us what we should see in ourselves. And that was on page 3, the part that I was just reading where he was talking about his mom. Because sometimes our parents could put that limitation on us because they haven't experienced that. It may seem too far grand. It may seem too unrealistic for them. And as a result, they don't set the bar high enough for their child. So I feel like in the example that I gave as it relates to my mom, she didn't force it on me, but she definitely let her expectations known. She definitely let me know, like, you're going to stay in school. She definitely let me know that, you know, you're going to have a better career than me. You're going to, I would like to see you be a doctor. I would like that. She would always preface her comments with that. I would like to see that. She never pressured me to say, oh, you going to do this or you going to do that. Because depending on what culture you come from, some cultures demand the field that they go into. Engineer, doctor, lawyer. Those are top 3. An accountant will probably come after that. But engineer, doctor, lawyer. Oftentimes, parents push their children into that field because of the prestige that comes behind it, the career prestige that's associated with it, as well as the dollar amount, that good old salary. Because I know some doctors that make some kizoins. I know some doctors that make some coins. But even though you make a whole lot of money, that don't mean that you know how to manage that money. So even going back to something that I've said during our private trainings, credit workshops, I probably even said it on here. It's not about how much money you make. It's about what you do with the money that you make. So regardless if you make 400,000 a year, 200,000 a year, 300,000 a year, some people make that much and they still are paycheck to paycheck. They still are paycheck to paycheck. The next quote that I appreciated was a little bit further down on page 3. Ultimately, if you want to go where no one you know has gone before, you have to start leading yourself. Tony Gaskin says that we have to start leading ourselves. And what does that look like? What does it look like to lead yourself from what you've known all your life? What does it look like to lead yourself out of someone else's expectation of you? What does it look like to lead yourself to your ultimate dream? First of all, you got to know what that dream is. And hoping as we read this book collectively together, hoping as you do these exercises that are embedded within the chapters, because there's questions, and anytime it may not pop out verbally as an exercise, but I'm going to point out the exercises for you guys because I already found 2 just in chapter 1. The first one was answering those questions to determine whether or not if you're on the wrong path. And then the next one I'm going to talk about coming up shortly. But how many of us have or have not questioned our path? Like really question, am I doing this because I want to, or am I doing this because it's tied to another expectation? Nikki is here. Hey, Nikki. Nikki is in the room. She says, thanks, ladies. Hey, Nikki, so good to see you. We're going into this room. I'm so glad that you are here. Nikki, so good to see you. So good to see you back. So good to see you back. You know, we are reading TG. So hopefully you can get your copy of the book and you'll be able to join us. We will be reading this book for the entire month of August in honor of Black Business Month. All right. So I'm so glad that you're here. So glad that you're here. Queen Heart says to operate with self-awareness and intentionality. I love it. And Queen Heart, if I could just speak to this just a little bit before we continue with our discussion, that is one of the things that personal development unveiled for me. Personal development allowed me to realize that I not only have to be held accountable to my thoughts and my actions, I have to be cognizant of them. Because oftentimes for me, I was in a space of just like a cycle. I was on a stage of a cycle. I was in a stage of denial. I was in a state of following, people pleasing. I was in a state of all of these things. But I didn't recognize it until I started personal development. Until I started personal development, that is what made me realize how insecure I was when it came to my finances and why I ended up in over $365,000 worth of debt before the age of 30. Not just because of responsibility, but also because of insecurity. And because I didn't love myself, because I was insecure about myself, I was spending frivolously, not only on myself, but on other people. And I was doing it on credit. And that's what made it even worse. So if it were not for personal development, the exercises, the retreats that I attended, the work that I was doing, the questions that I was being posed of based on the coaches that I had, all of that allowed me to build a level of self-awareness that I never had before. And more importantly, intentionality also surfaced as a result of personal development to some degree, because I will say that I was very intentional about surviving. I was very intentional before I even knew about personal development. I was very intentional about taking care of my mama and making sure that our needs were met, even if that meant I had 38 cents left in my account. but I was never intentional about my inner growth. I was never intentional about the change or the impact or the difference that I wanted to make, not just within for my mom's well-being, but for the betterment of others from a whole space instead of an insecure space. So now that I've become intentional around what I do, why I do it, when I do it, how often I do it, it's because I've been able to grow from the exercises, the work that I have been doing inside of personal development since 2017 up until now, because the work never stops. Let's just be clear on that. Your personal development work will never stop. It'll never stop. I still do mirror exercises. I still have to journal. I still have to write out. I still have to check myself. I still have to go back to the lessons, to the keys, to the tools, to the trainings, so that I could remember what I learned and how I need to apply it to this level of my life. Because the reason why personal development will never stop is because you're constantly growing. Because if you're in personal development, you're going to evolve. And when you evolve, then that's a different level of challenges that you have to now deal with. That's going to require a different level of mentality, intentionality, focus, emotion from you. So we have to stay in the work, because with every new level, it's a new devil. With every new level, it's a new devil. And you're going to need the mental capacity. You're going to need the mental bandwidth. You're going to need the emotional intelligence to overcome that level to get to the next one. And you're going to have to do it all over again, but at that heightened level. So I believe and receive that, Queen Heart. So thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Saying yes and saying amen. Come on now. Let's go, Queen. Q Scott got the hands praised. Got the hands praised. Acacia says support the DDTV channel with the pledge here. Yes, for Patreon, you guys. We have our Patreon channel. That's our DDTV official book club. We had our live stream, which was really good the other night. So I got to announce the live stream for the month of August, so that way you guys can save the date. That'll be coming up tomorrow. Nikki says she already has her coffee. Yes, Nikki. So we're reading chapter 1. Chapter 1 is for today. And of course, I'll give you guys the reading assignment for tomorrow, so that way you can have the heads up. But it'll also be on the community page of the Debt Demolisher TV, 9 a.m. tomorrow morning with the quote of the day. Okie dokie. So question your path, which is why that's the title of this live stream. Question your path. Question your path. He also says towards the bottom of page 4, the American dream became a nightmare for many because they didn't realize that the dream they were pursuing wasn't their dream. Wasn't their dream. We were just talking about that. But sometimes people experience that thing of chasing after something that someone else has wanted, that someone else wanted for them, and they end up miserable. So he says, while studying in school, you spend just as much time studying yourself. Or while studying in school, you should spend just as much time studying yourself. You want to get to know yourself. You want to fall in love with yourself. You want to write your dreams from the bottom of your heart and question the path that you were put on. Don't be afraid of a detour. Amen. Don't be afraid of a detour. On today, let's go, let's go. Shout out to Peaceful Love. I'm thinking about Peaceful Love. Don't be afraid to map a new destination. So the question that I have for you is this. When was the last time you questioned your path? When was the last time you questioned your path? When was the last time you questioned it? When was the last time you questioned it? Today might be the day to do so. Today might be the day to do so. And not just for the sake of doing it, but doing it for the sake of wanting to improve so that we're not just following suit because someone else had an expectation of us. Because one of the things that I heard Oprah Winfrey say, she was in an interview with Brené Brown, and she said in this interview to Brené Brown that you cannot basically succeed in life or excel in life. I can't remember the exact words, but you cannot exceed in life or excel in life without disappointing someone. So at the end of the day, each and every one of us is going to disappoint someone, whether if they love us, whether if they befriended us, whether if they look up to us, whether they want support from us, whether they want encouragement from us, whether they want money from us, whether they want a leg up from us, whether they want a referral from us, whatever. We are going to disappoint someone. And sometimes we disappoint our parents. Sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going on around here. Always something going on in my neighborhood. But we're going to disappoint someone, especially when we want to succeed, excel, progress, and so forth. Because when you're in your state of moving, you're never going to be the person who you were before. You're never going to be the person who those you know or those who love you may have been accustomed to. We all change. We all evolve. We all go through things. And we have to learn not to take offense to stuff. Because the same way someone disappoints you, you're going to disappoint someone else. And I had a situation today. It wasn't really a situation, but I just hit him with a, I just had a thought to a response to something. I was just like, don't take it personal, because you don't know what other people are going through, what they got going on. And I'm pretty sure that I've done the same thing to someone else, whether I knew it or not. So we can't take offense to a feeling that we may have because we didn't receive what we expected to get back or hear back or say back or whatever from someone else. So when that notion happened with me earlier today, I acknowledged it, self-awareness, like Queen Heart was just talking about, self-awareness, having that self-awareness to recognize that this was an emotion, but not taking it to the point where I allowed it to make me feel a certain kind of way or say, oh, well, I'm not going to ever do this again, or I'm not going to ever reach out again, or I'm not going to. No, I can't have that kind of attitude because I don't know what the other person is experiencing on the other end. So I can't stop being me because of what somebody else is projecting in the world. Somebody picked that up. I don't know who that's for, but it just came out. I can't stop being me because of how someone else is projecting themselves toward me or toward anybody else in this world. You can't change who you are, especially if it's naturally who you are and it's not like a negative connotation, because someone else's response isn't what you expected. Someone else's reaction isn't what you expected. Someone else's gesture isn't what you expected. Take it with a grain of salt. Just keep moving. Keep moving. How is this going to improve your day in any way, shape, or form? It's not. It's only going to harbor energy that you really should be using towards something else. So don't trip. Don't trip. And that even goes down to your blood relatives. If you feel offended by something, don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. Let that be a reflection of them, not you. Let that be a reflection of them, not you. The whole point of this is that we got to believe each generation should go a little bit further than the one before. So we feel like we may have that pressure from the previous generation. It's probably because they want you to be better off than them. And that cycle should continue so that way those that come after us can have a precedence of what the expectation can be, and then let them know that that expectation is literally their floor. So like the ceiling of the previous generation is the floor of the new generation. So what that means is as each generation present itself, I don't even know how many more generations we're going to have, but as each generation present itself, there's no other way but up. There's no other way but up. The next generation can never be lower than the previous generation. Pick that up, somebody. So if you feel like you got it hard, you don't have it as hard as your mama did. You don't have it as hard as your mamas did. You don't have it as hard as they did in the 1800s. In this generation, we are blessed. And I think it's important that we let the next generation know how blessed they are. And that mommy, daddy, auntie, uncle, sister, cousin, brother, my height is nowhere near your sky. So the height of my career or the height of my intellectual property, there is someone in this next generation that's going to do it far greater than me. And they should, because that's what we should be expecting. The generation to go a little bit further, and I'm going to add, be a whole lot better than me. To be a whole lot better than you. Because you are a whole lot better than your mama's generation, than your grandma's generation, than your great-grandma's generation, and so forth. So what do we want to say here? Here's the part. It was on page 6 at the bottom. I did circle it. I just overlooked it. Tony Gaskin's mom. Tony Gaskin's mom said to Tony that she said to me more times than I can count that she never applied for a promotion at work because she's insecure about her reading and spelling. So because his mom had a limiting belief and insecurity about herself and her capabilities in terms of her skill that would need to be demonstrated on a job, she didn't even put herself in a position for that to be exposed. Pick that up. She didn't even put that she didn't even put herself in a position for it to be exposed. So she stayed where she was. She never applied for the promotion, even though there was a gap. There was a gap that opened up from her former ceiling, but she chose to stay right there. So the question that I wrote down, and y'all know I'll be writing, probably can't see it, but y'all see I'll be writing. So I wrote at the bottom of page 6, how many times do we limit ourselves due to our own disbelief of ourselves? Be honest. How many times do we limit ourselves? How many times do we discount ourselves? How many times do we count ourselves out? How many times do we not even put our name in the hat? How many times do we not put our face in the forefront because we have this fear, we have this insecurity, we have this doubt, and we don't want to prove that doubt right. We don't want that fear, that insecurity confirmed by someone else. So we don't even stretch ourselves to reach for that thing. So I want to share with you all, if you have a limitation that you know that you have been hiding under, and you know that there's an opportunity that can stretch you forward, that can bring you forward, that could propel you, that could allow you to be better and greater and go a little bit further than the previous generation, I want to challenge you to step out of your comfort zone. I want to challenge you to evaluate your current path. And I want to challenge you to see what this opportunity could be and where it could take you, so that you can be a little bit further, a little bit more further than the previous generation. On page 7, and this was the part that reminded me of Coach Root. I know Coach Root is working, so she's listening. But Tony Gaskins talked about how his mom would tell him how well he wrote, and more specifically, how well he wrote with his poetry. And he said that his mom would say to him, "Baby," look, I'm trying to sound like an old mama, "Baby, you need to be writing for Hallmark cards." I know this is going to touch Coach Root because she mentioned this before about her desire and her dream. And one of the things that she has been passionate about and that she enjoys doing and that she's wanted to do was do Hallmark cards. So Coach Root, if you read this, which I believe you have, I'm pretty sure that probably stuck out to you. And you don't have to put it in the chat or in the comments or anything, but I just want you to hear that. As soon as I saw Hallmark cards, I wrote your name in the margin of the book. I literally wrote Coach Root in the margin of the book. Sorry, y'all. It's in there, Coach Root. So I want to point out this powerful piece, and then we're going to close out because I have class tonight. Starting classes again, y'all. I'm starting classes again. Pray for a sister. Okay, starting classes again. I got class in like 15 minutes. So on page 7, this was the piece that was powerful because he was talking about parents and how sometimes parents aren't able to give their children all they hope for, but some parents do. And the example that he gave was some parents give their children everything. So basically he was saying that some people were given everything by their parents. He said that they received the best education and they attended the best college because of their parents. He said that their parents supported them every step of the way financially, but still failed to advise them to get to know themselves. Now, though they are well off, they are lost. That should be one of our greatest fears. Sometimes we may be in a pursuit of wealth. We may be in a pursuit of affluency. We may be in a pursuit of mega millions, whatever the mega millions is that they're talking about for the lotto, jackpot, and all of that. We may be in pursuit of all of this so that we can be financially well off, but we are emotionally, we are mentally, we are physically, we are spiritually lost. Because you can have all the money in the world, but it's not going to fulfill you. You can have all the money in the world, but it's not going to make you. Yeah, it may give you some people that's going to suck up to you. Yeah, it may give you some people that's going to be on the bandwagon. Yeah, it may give you some people that's going to be fans and hawking and hooing over you or begging you for stuff a lot of the times. But it's not going to make who you are. Money does not make you happy. Yes, money can give you the experiences to make you happy, but the amount of money that you have should not equate to your character. It should not define how you treat people. It should not define what you do or what you don't do in terms of helping people or not helping people. It shouldn't be an equivalency of your ego. It should not. So he says that they have money, they have trust funds, they have business connections, and they have the world at their feet. but they don't know where to go from here. It goes back to the story where we talked about somebody hit the mega millions, they get the jackpot, they lose it just like that. So many times, star athlete, they get a however many, they get signed this contract, NFL contract, NBA contract, baseball league contract. I don't know if I heard about too many baseball players going broke, but I'm pretty sure that they have. But mainly you see it with football players and basketball players, and also music artists, because they're striving after the money and they're lost. They equate that contract to the opening of their happiness, and they get big-headed and they get egotistical and they get flashy, spending all the coins, don't know how to invest a dime of it, don't know how to review a dime of it, don't know where to place it, how to place it, how to put it in tax shelters. Come on, somebody. None of that. They wear it with jewelry. They drive it with cars. They absorb it with property. Even though real estate, it's a form of an asset. But sometimes people buy houses that they can't even afford. They can't afford to pay the taxes. They can't afford the maintenance. They can't afford none of that on it. They got a house, but they house poor. They got a mansion, but they mansion poor. So even as we go through this conversation around identifying our dreams for wealth, I don't want us to take this process as we are just doing this to get to the wealth so that we can get whatever money that we're looking for. It's not about that. The money should be the byproduct of your intention for starting the dream. Ooh, pick that up. The money and the resources should be the byproduct as a result of the intention that you set for the purpose of the dream, for the purpose of the goal, for the purpose of the mission that you're carrying out. He says that they have bachelor's, master's, and some even have doctorates, but they're still lost. Yes, their path led them further, but it still did not lead to peace and happiness. I wrote in the margins, powerful. How many of you will prefer peace and happiness? Peace and happiness over a temporary monetary gain. So the very last line on page 7 says to question the path and get to know yourself. So do you know yourself? How well do you know yourself? Are you willing to get to know yourself? And then even that, the question that I wrote at the bottom of this page was, how do you even know if you know yourself? How do you even know if you know yourself? What questions would you ask yourself? And how would you assess your answers to those questions to make that determination? That's what I wrote in the margins. How will you even know if you know yourself? I'm so glad that I asked, because when I flipped the page, I said, boom, exercise right here on page 8. Right here on page 8, he gives you the exercise. The very first paragraph on page 8, you guys read that and reflect on that in your own time, because I know you may not be able to kind of do it all tonight because it's a lot. I couldn't even think of 10 people when I read this morning. I'm like, I gotta think of 10 people. I don't even know. I don't even remember. I don't even know how to analyze their life because I'm worried about my own life. But this is a good exercise. So the very first page of chapter 8, the very first paragraph on page 8 talks about think about your path. So if you have the audio book and you're wondering, well, what you're talking about, because I got the audio. If you heard the part inside of the audio where he says, think about your path, list 10 people you know and analyze their path. All of the questions after that is the exercise. All of the questions after that is the exercise. So I want you to do that. I want you to do that in your spare time, as a part of your growth work, as a part of your growth work. There were two other sections inside of this, the last page on page 8, that I thought was so powerful, where he talked about our birth path is made up of many different routes. So we may start down a path, but it could lead us to a path where there could be a fork in the road, and we get to decide which way we're going to go. And when you get to that fork in the road is where oftentimes, like he says, people struggle with their perspective, or they struggle with the aspect of which way to go. So he says that a person may reach their goals professionally, but they will suffer socially. Ouch. Can I raise my hand? Can I raise my hand off of that? I said relationally, but I guess you could say that socially too. Another person may reach their goals financially, but suffer spiritually. Some suffer emotionally, financially, or physically. He says that you have to recognize your weaknesses and pick up your vices wisely. Or you have to recognize your weaknesses and pick your vices wisely. Question every path you're going down and make sure the destination is, I just realized I stopped scrolling, and make sure that the destination is desirable. So do you recognize your weaknesses? Do you know what your weaknesses are? Do you know what they are? Look, I just looked up. Lisa Smiles says growth work is back. You already know, Lisa Smiles. You already know, Lisa. I said, hey, little Lisa. I do it, Lisa. Hey, little Lisa. Get it, Lisa. Sliding on through with them glow buttons. I said, sliding on through with them glow buttons. I said, hey, little Lisa. I do it, Lisa. Hey, little Lisa. Get it, Lisa. Sliding on through with them glow buttons. I said, sliding on through with them glow buttons. Let's go. Yes, Lisa. The growth work is back. The growth work is back. Somewhat. The real growth work is going to happen in November. Y'all already know. November is the Bet Your Spending Challenge. So please, if you're not registered, make sure that you register. You can register at bit.ly/bet yours. That is the registration link to get on the 2022 list for the Bet Your Spending Challenge that is starting for the entire month of November. And that's really where the growth work is going to go down. Okay. Okay, you guys. So we're going to go ahead and close out. I got about a couple minutes. I want you guys to take another look at the very last chapter, because I circled this and I said this is too deep. Tony Gaskin says, take some time to really think about what it is that you want to become. Take some time to really think about what it is that you want to become. Oftentimes people aren't clear on what their purpose is or what their dream is, or if they're choosing the wrong path, or if they're doing this because someone else said so. Think about what you want to become. Think about what you want to become and who you've become already, and be willing to face the issues. Be willing to confront the challenges. Be willing to face your past. That is what personal development did for me, because I tackled some challenges, some secrets, some things that I never shared with anybody. And when I tell you that it freed me, it freed me. And even though it freed me back then in 2017, that still does not mean that I don't have more work to do, because I still do. But the power of personal development is that it gives you that self-awareness for you to be able to recognize that you still got some work to do. Or else you're never really going to be able to achieve and get to your greatest potential, because you're going to be harbored and held back by the things that you were afraid to face. So read the bottom of page 8. This was a powerful lesson. I'm excited about what's going to come about as a result of us continuing to read. We have officially read through chapter 1 of the book. I hope that you guys got your lessons in, got some takeaways from this. I would love to hear your feedback in terms of what you got out of this lesson. So if you can, leave a comment. And I know we're getting ready to close out, so you don't have to put it in the chat. But if you want to put it in the chat, you can. But leave a comment stating how your perspective changed just from tonight. How your perspective has changed from the assigned readings. The typos, I had to fix that. How your perspective changed as a result of our conversation and as a result of the assigned readings due to this live stream that we covered tonight. So as a heads up of what we're going to be covering tomorrow, I really hope that you all come back for day 2. Hope that you guys come back for day 2. Invite someone else too to come on in here, get the book, and join us. We're going to be reading the next 8 to 9 pages, which is going to be the entire chapter 2. So for tomorrow, our discussion is going to be chapter 2. We're born successful. So we are born successful, chapter 2. That's going to be pages 11 through 19. So 11 through 19, that's the entire chapter 2. If you have the audio book, then you know that that's where your reading for tomorrow will conclude. So I really would appreciate it if you guys could leave your comments and let me know what your takeaways were, what you felt changed in terms of your mindset and your perspective. Really appreciate that. Okay, she says, invite 3 to 5 people on the live stream tomorrow. Amen. Hey, Acacia. Acacia. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. She says, yes, I can relate to that. Amen. Q Scott says, November is the free Vet Your Spending Challenge. You can register today. Yes. And be ready to work. And don't forget, I'm not going to put you to work for nothing, okay? I'm not going to put you to work for nothing. You're going to get some surprises. You're going to get some prizes, some giveaways, some cash giveaways. We did some great things last year. So only if you register and if you show up and do this work, then you'll be in the pool to get something because, yeah, people got blessed last year. Book the Debt Demolisher for facilitation services by starting here. SophiaMelonē.com/services. Thank you so much, Acacia. I appreciate it. Shout out to, let me just give a huge shout out and a moment of gratitude for Acacia and Q Scott for moderating tonight's live stream, for being in the room, supporting us, getting everybody up to date and keeping everyone aware. I appreciate you all more than you could ever imagine. You have no idea how appreciative I am of you both for stepping up and saying okay to get in the ranch and helping us. I just appreciate your love and support wholeheartedly, and every single body that's a part of the DDTV fam. Thank you so much for your support of the channel as well as on Patreon. It's an honor to be able to facilitate this conversation tonight. I hope that y'all are going to be ready for tomorrow because it's going to be good. Lisa Smiles got the jingle stand. Oh, because I did her song. Yeah, so she got the jingle stand. Let me go ahead and put that up there real quick. Then I got to go, y'all, because I got my class. But Lisa Smiles got her jingle because I sang the jingle. So she put the jingle stamp in the chat. Thank you so much for that, Lisa Smiles. Nikki, I'm so glad that you're here. I'm glad that you had some fun because you're up here laughing. I love it. So glad that you made it. And Q Scott, thank you so much. She said, check your time. It's time for me to stop. That means it is time for me to stop, you guys. So I want to remind you that your financial prosperity awaits you. Remember to check the community page on the Debt Demolisher TV in the morning if you need a reminder of what the reading assignment is, as well as the quote of the day. That's also going to be a pull from that section of our readings. If you do not have your copy of Tony Gaskin's The Dream Chaser, please pick up your copy and join us. You can get the hardback copies, you can get the audio, and you can get it on Kindle. Links are in the description box of all of Tony Gaskin's handles, his social media, his website, his academy, Tony Gaskin's Academy, and where you can purchase the book. Come in here and let's learn and grow together. So I want to remind you that your financial prosperity awaits you, and so does your financial sanity. And once again, happy birthday to Queen Heart. We have another special birthday that we're celebrating next week. So please make sure that you come back each and every night so that we can continue to get our celebrations on. But I want to remind you that your financial prosperity awaits you, and so does your financial sanity. You already know what I'm going to tell you to do, and that's what? Get to work, y'all. I got to go. It's 8:30. Bye. The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia Melone. The Debt Demolisher TV with Sophia